I'm Alex Pugh, the reporter at FinTech Futures. We are reporting from FinovateEurope in London. I'm with Jeremy Balkin from JP Morgan. How you doing, Jeremy?
Doing well. Being an Australian, they always said as I grow up, never sunny in London, and 3 days in a row it's beautiful and sunny, so I don't want to leave.
You picked the right time to come.
Well, it's always great to be here.
Could you tell us a little about your role at JP Morgan and what you're doing at the moment?
Sure. I've been at JP Morgan for a year and a month, which has been an awesome 380 odd days to serve an amazing organization where the cutting edge of innovation, and I sit in the payments business. My role is the global head of payments innovation and corporate development. So working with the fintech and payment tech companies that we want to either strategically invest in, fully acquire, or just partner with more broadly to serve more customers. We think about the opportunity, globally, because payments are borderless. I spend a week every month here in the region. Okay. We've announced some pretty big investments in the last few months here, and we're just super excited to be back. And it's a great place and a great firm and a great culture.
Cool. So let's kick off with a broader question. What areas do you think are seeing sort of the largest amount of innovation at the moment? And where are you focusing your attention? What's exciting you at the moment?
Yeah, no question, it's payments. Payments are the tip of the spear for financial services. Payments are, historically sort of been a sleepier part of the industry. Now it's arguably the most sexy.
Yeah.
You look at where the lion's share of sort of investment in fintech, it's gone to payments. If you look at if you were to ask the average person here at Finovate to name 3 fintechs that are mature, thriving, and real businesses that have achieved scale, they're going to be payments businesses. Chances are they'll name. Yeah. So clearly, this industry is just being this sort of alignment of all the planets with regards to innovation, capital, sort of traditional banks, fintech, payments, is just eating the world. It's the tip of the spear, and we're seeing that. Our clients are seeing that, and it's also interesting that I think how. As the co-author of a white paper called Payments Are Eating the World, what I think is shifting, I think the last 2 years have probably accelerated this and made this even more evident, is that every business today is fundamentally a payments business. If a business, whether it's a small business or a large business or anything in between, can't either pay or be paid, especially in real time, you're not in business. So fundamentally, you've got sort of a payments business first in whatever industry, laid around sort of the payments capabilities of these value-added services, which are making these businesses modern in the new economy. And those who recognize the sort of fundamental shift and structural shift in how commerce is being engaged, whether it's in person or online, are going to be the winners. But it's sort of payments first. Yeah.
Money makes the world go round.
I think love makes the world go round, but certainly money can move really fast with a modern payment stack.
So you recently put out a white paper, like you mentioned, how payments are eating the world. So can you give a little bit more detail about the current state of affairs with payments at the moment?
Sure. I think the easiest way to sort of think about it is 10 years ago, the fastest way for me in New York to pay a merchant here in London would have been book a flight out of JFK in the morning, land in Heathrow in the afternoon, and physically go pay that merchant yourself.
Sounds expensive.
Because you could have done an electronic payment, but it only would have got there the next day. Yeah. So the fastest way to pay on the same day would have literally been to do that. So you think about the cost, you think about the inefficiency, you think about the complexity. Yeah. Now you can pay not only from New York to a London merchant, New York to anywhere, in almost any currency, effectively in the blink of an eye. That's how fast this industry has moved, literally in a decade. So with that context, then you say, well, okay, there's also been $1.5 trillion, with a T, $1.5 trillion of investments over that same period of time in all things fintech. The lion's share in payments, the most sustainable, successful businesses out of fintech investment have become payment businesses. I think third, you've seen total shareholder return across financial services, sort of if you divide it up between sort of payment businesses, investment banking, retail banking, asset management, payment businesses have outperformed. I think payments are just the era for payments are waking up, and in large part because you've got this technology-driven world where, by 2026, 92% of the world will own a smartphone. We live in a world where we've spent the last decade becoming mobile enabled to communicate. We've created these sort of peer-to-peer networks. When you create these peer-to-peer networks, you grow scale vertically and horizontally, these marketplaces. Yeah. Now you create these marketplaces that have to communicate with each other and exchange data. Well, payments are exchanging of data and value, especially in the digital world. So it's no longer about peer-to-peer, it's about platform to platform. And that's a payment wallet, exchanging value sort of in a 360-degree way in real time in the blink of an eye. And so we've identified through Payments Origin in the World sort of this Power Plus framework around sort of platforms, online wallets embedded in real-time payments, plus those value-added services I mentioned earlier, that we think is a 54 trillion opportunity. We think about these value pools that are not sort of hypothetical, futuristic opportunities. We think they're real and present now. And the question is, how do we sort of throw a line in there, work with FinTech, work with our clients to help solve for them those needs? Like, for example, we made an investment in Europe in VW Pay, which we think the car is not only a vehicle to get you from point A to point B, it's a wallet on wheels, for example.
Place to shop.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So as an example, to sort of give you our thesis and how we're playing that thesis and how we can support our customers in that journey.
So like the VW Pay, can you think of any sort of other future holds for the payment space? Like any other exciting innovations in that area?
Yeah, so we announced in January a historic investment for both JP Morgan and for Europe as a region. I think it was our largest ever investment from a payments business and a firm perspective in Europe in a company called Viva Wallet out of Athens in Greece, who've built this sort of incredible cloud-based, omni-channel merchant acquiring business servicing 24 different markets in the region. I think in many ways that's a model for servicing small businesses that we were really impressed by their team, their drive, their agility, and their technology and their capabilities. And I think we've got a really, really big ambitions to see what they end up building and fulfilling their ambitions over the years ahead. And we want to support them on that journey and learn from them as much as whatever they may be able to learn from us.
Great.
And I think that's just a window into the scale of our ambition here in the region.
Okay. Just to wrap up, so can you tell us a little bit more? You mentioned Greece, what JP Morgan's up to in Europe at the moment. Any more companies that you're investing in or supporting?
Sure. I mean, I think we made a significant investment in Viva in Greece, but with sort of a presence in 24 different markets across the region. That's a payment play. First and foremost, especially servicing small businesses. We made another payment-related investment in Germany with VW Pay. That's the wallet on wheel, the connected cars space. But again, payment first. Our colleagues built and launched the Chase UK digital bank here in London, which has obviously been amazingly exciting and successful.
The 1% cashback one. I saw that on the tube here, I think.
Quite possibly.
It's a new one,
quite possibly, but I'm glad that the marketing is resonating. There was an acquisition of a company called Nutmeg in the sort of the software-based advice space related to the digital bank. And I think last week it became public, our investment in Ireland in global shares. And those are sort of 5 significant investments in the sort of 12 months I've been at JP Morgan. We very much mean what we say and say what we mean, and we back the talk with action and with resources because we're so ambitious with what the region here can deliver. Pardon me, with awesome talent, awesome regulatory environment, promoting choice for consumers and businesses and competition, and I think the rest of the world should be here too because it's
a place to be.
Absolutely.
Great. Thanks, Jeremy.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Great to be here.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks.